All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to say call on Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekakodash, giving all praises to my heavenly Father above, giving much love to him. Shout out to Yahweh, much love, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekakodash, and there is no other God besides him, except for the ones that he made, which is Yahweh Shai, the angels, and the Israelites on the ground. There ain't no other gods but those gods, the original gods of the earth and the original gods of the heaven. And Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the name Yahushai, is in control of all. And he is the highest of the highest. Much love to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the name Yahushai. Much love to his only begotten son as well, Yahweh Shai, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ and other names that don't have no power. And he has sacrificed his life to bring Israel into the new covenant, and to those that believe of Israel, the very few, the elect, to bring them back into the new covenant and cover this blood so that we may be saved and we may be spared in these dark times ahead. Much love to him who blessed Israel, the only nation granted for a salvation. And much love to the elect themselves, the children of Israel, whoever they may be among the children of Israel. Much love to you guys. Much love to the New Covenant prophets. They do everything in their power. King Yahweh the Maccabees, much love. That's the main one that I listen to, but there are others. Much love to those brothers as well. And they do everything in their power to give us up-to-dates, to give us Bible translations, proper breakdowns, unlocking the secrets of the Bible. They work day in and day out. They are part of the elect as well, the true kings, the next rulers, and so on and so forth. That's who they are. And much love to those brothers. Shout out to that's the Akim, and other brothers that's in the truth too. But much love to the Akwaf, the beautiful sisters that's in the word. And whether they got a man or not, they still fear the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh. They listen and they learn in silence to the best of their abilities. Nobody is perfect. Now I'm coming back at you with another video through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. This may be a recap or not, or a repeat or not, it doesn't matter. But today's title is The Kingdom of Heaven is Within You. I've been doing a lot of inward searching. I've been doing a lot of dwelling within myself. And I find this to be true the closer and closer I get to my personal goals. I find this to be more and more true. I find this precept to be becoming louder and louder. And I realize that a lot of the happiness that I'm looking for is within. We all carry, those of us, all of the Israelites do, they all carry the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and they can tap into it at any moment as long as they know his name, they know his son's name, and they know who they are, and they know the Bible, and they know that precept. They can they can call on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and he's never far away. He's always within you. You got to understand that. When you understand that truth, you start to understand that anything is possible, because Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is everything, and everything. Well, he is everything, and as long as you have him, you got everything. Anything is possible. So when you think like that, and you have that type of faith, and the deeper you search within yourself, the stronger that you become. Through his spirit, the better things get, the happier that you become, the more stress-free that you are, the stronger that you become, the more intelligent that you become, the more capable. Now the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. So you got to do the best you can to train that flesh, to balance itself with the spirit. It's not an easy task. Ain't nobody perfect. This world is filled with temptation. This world is filled with a lot of trouble. This world is filled with a lot of darkness, a lot of knowledges that can get you stuck, what they would call different wines in the Bible that can get you drunk, certain things that you see that can easily pull you in, very seductive things, very spiritual things, very intoxicating things that can pull you in, so you got to be strong. Resist those temptations to the best of your abilities and train your body to align itself with the spirit. Now, one of those things that I've been focused on with this capability is the gym, and my journey to bettering myself and to make sure that I'm healthy and I'm strong and I'm capable and I'm hopefully I live to these times. You know, we're getting closer and closer to these dark times, but hopefully, Yahweh willing, I do live to see these days, and I'm capable of surviving whatever obstacle may come my way through the empowered spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and you know, just being healthy and being ready, and you know, realizing that a lot of the stuff that we eat, you know, it's nothing but junk food. You know, you got a lot of fake food. You know, you got a lot of processed food, a lot of snacks, you know, that's poisoning the body. And over time, I had accustomed myself to throwing away a lot of junk food, eliminating a lot of processed food. I stopped going out to eat. You know, I had got rid of all of the processed food. I stopped eating my donuts. You know, I used to eat a lot of donuts. I used to eat burritos, tortas, you know, you name it. The only reason why I'm not large and I'm not overweight and I'm not gluttonous is because I still retain an athletic I got an athletic spirit, you know. So if it wasn't for me pushing my body to the extreme every day, you know, pushing my body to extreme every day, I would actually double the size and weight. But I pushed my body so hard to the point to where it maintained that weight. You know, I got stuck in between 200 pounds, in between 187 and 200 pounds between 187, and I got stuck there for a while. But now I'm decreasing. My stomach fat is leaving itself, and I'm transforming, and I'm getting a little bit leaner. You know, I'm getting more proportionate. You know, looking better, and that's because I had to cast aside all that junk food. I had to get my mind right, and it takes time for that to happen. You know, what I was gonna say. Wisdom and knowledge and understanding shall be the stability of the times and the strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh is a treasure. You know, and it reminded me of that story with the story with Nebuchadnezzar and the three wise prophets, and how in the beginning of the story they wouldn't eat anything that wasn't a part of their diet. See, they had a solid diet, and within that diet it excluded pork and all these other things. You know, so I forgot his name. Because it's been a while. But you know, one of those, you know, one of the prophets said, if you test us, you know, and give us a certain amount of days, you will realize that we will still look better and we will still be healthier if we ate according to the Lord's diet. You know, and according to, and they allowed him to. So after a couple of days, you know, a couple of weeks or a couple of days, I don't remember. When the person came back to check on them, they looked at even better than the rest of the priests. They looked at even better than the rest of everybody else. Their skin was glowing. They was healthy. They wasn't all dried up. You know, they didn't have certain acne breakouts. You know, because certain foods that you eat, you feel me? Certain foods that you eat could cause you to break out. It could cause your skin to change color, you know, and your body will show how healthy you are or not, whether you got an illness or not. You get the what they would call raccoon eyes, you know, to where your eyes is black, and that is your body is giving a signal that it is it's not healthy. You know, so they looked at really good. They looked at all right, you know, and this is followed by the diet that Yahweh gave them, that they will follow every day to keep them living for as long as possible and to keep them healthy and to keep them strong. Now, it wouldn't be no surprise that these prophets were in shape and lean, you know, and this goes by a diet, you know. So now that and is a whole example is true riches. Now, the true riches, I keep saying this, and it's a lot of other things in this world that's more valuable than money. You know, the spirit of Yahweh is held high in degree for all of us among all things, you know, and that is what you should pursue. And in return, the Lord is going to show you all the other things that are way more expensive. There's a saying, you know, called health is wealth, man. It's really, health is wealth, man. That's the real true riches, you know, that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua had established on this world. That's one of them. Health is wealth. Knowledge is power. That is another one too. But for my category, I'm starting to learn how expensive health is, and how they got everything engineered to the point to where you got to go to you go into the hospitals, and these hospitals are giving you artificial medicines that's actually getting you dependent on them and actually destroying your body and never curing the problem, compared to people that's discovering, or people that have discovered, or simple things that you can eat that will get your body healthy without you having to go see a doctor, and that right there, is one of the keys, and how everything that you eat, would depend on how long that you live and how well you take care of yourself, and that medicines is inside of the body. Medicines is inside the food and that you eat, like carrots, apples, broccoli, ginger, and they got all kind of homemade remedies that you take that can keep your body and keep you and your body away from the hospital, so it's like Yahweh said, bless the poor because I know that you are rich, so this is one of the things that Yahweh Shai was talking about when he referred to the Israelites being rich. Now there was this was funny, and this had occurred somewhere on the internet and Instagram or whatever, on Twitter I think, and one of the people was talking about the people from Japan. They was seeing a lot of black people, and I think a lot of black Americans, but you do got a lot of Africans that come down there. They might be getting mixed in between the two, but I mainly focus on the black Americans, just focused on them. And they were saying how the black man is referred to as a Viltrumite. Now, Viltrumites are from this cartoon named Invincible. They like planet destroying people. They take over planets. They conquer solar systems, and they strong. They live for a long time. One of the Viltrumites that was the nemesis in the story lived for 4,000 years. So they related the African, the blacks, which are the Israelites, to Viltrumites, and it's true. The muscularity, they size proportion, their bodies, how strong they are. It doubles the size of an average Japanese person, the average the children of Ammon. We double proportion in their size, and they fear us. So it was another joke that somebody had made on Instagram. They said they don't care about the white man dropping atomic bombs, but they afraid of the black man because of his size and his appearance. And they not the ones to be afraid of, right? The Israelites ain't the ones to be afraid of. It's the white man. He the one that dropped the bomb on Hiroshima and destroyed them. I do believe for the Pearl Harbor incident. I do believe, if I'm right. And they dropped the bomb on them and destroyed them, even when they surrendered. So that, you got the wrong people to be afraid of. Everybody was laughing at that comment. I was laughing at that too, because that's true. But everybody they more afraid of the Israelites than they are afraid of the white man. And the white man dropped a bomb on them. And the Israelites, something that the Israelites would never do if they was in power. They would never do nothing like that. But, they know that the Israelites are the gods. Everybody knows that. And it's funny how everybody knows that but the Israelites. The Israelites really don't understand. A lot of them don't study. A lot of them don't believe. But the knowledge is there. The Bible has always been there. It's their book. And all they got to do is pick it up and read and get that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So it's just like, with that being said, like Yahweh Shai said, is it not written in the law that I said that you are gods? You are gods. It's written in the law, man. This is in heaven, bro. So to have that right, to have that understanding and to know that truth right there, this is law, like, and this is something that the Lord will never undo. This is a part of our laws, that we are the gods of this world. We are the gods of the world. But right now we at the end of our captivity. We at the end of our slavery. You know, we deserved it for how we was running everything, and we was very reckless, very corrupted, running it improperly. And the Lord is showing us what's it like when the enemy is on the throne, and how bad it is for them to be in rulership. And it's very important that we realign ourselves with Yahweh, and stay with the Lord and run the world properly. Because look at what happens when the world is not ran the way the Lord wanted. It's very destructive. It's very dark. You know, it's very sad. From what I've been seeing, broken families, drug abuse, madness. That's another one of them. Madness, destruction. You know, pricing. Everything is overpriced. You know, for the Israelites, when everything used to be free, like energy, housing, you know, all they had to do was go get a job so they can buy foods. Foods was at a low price. Nothing is free. Nothing is free. You got to be careful not to expose yourself to this world too long, because it could corrupt you. What it say? He who loved the world can lose his own soul. I've seen that time and time again. I've even been there. I've been there myself. And it's a lot of things that's out of place because we're not empowered. Now, when we back in power and we got the throne again, then we have to go back to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai first, and then he'll give us the world, and we run it the way he wants us to run it, and everything will be smooth. So that's why we here. We are here because we put ourselves here. We are here because we broke the laws. We are here because we turned our back on Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. In the name of Yahweh Shai, we are here because of that. If it wasn't for Yahweh Shai redeeming us, then when the Lord would come upon World War III and the nuclear destruction, he would destroy everything and then restart it to where he would like it. But because he loves the Israelites, Yahweh Shai does love the Israelites. He sent his only begotten son here to give himself for the elect, for the chosen. So, you know, Yahweh Shai did that and covered us in the blood and put us and made a new covenant with Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai himself. So now those of us that are converting and turning into these elect, we coming into this new covenant, and we are protected when these dark times come. You know, and that goes for the rest of the Israelites, man. You know, that goes for the rest of the Israelites, whether they believe or not. Like the Lord said, whether they hear or forbear, the door is always open for them for a time. You know, right now we're getting closer and closer. We moving with the times. We're waiting on these elites to take over the last of these countries, do whatever they got to do to set up for their NWO prior to 2030. We should be in that era of the new world order. You know, we should be in that era, you know, and they should be on the process of tearing everything apart to rebuild the new empire, they new society with the new system that they ushering in. They should be ready by 2030, but we'll see. There's no telling, and at the same time, we don't know how long it's going to take for them to finish their campaigns, and they haven't started the draft yet, but they put it in the law for the draft. So when the draft do take place, most likely later on this year, you know, they could replenish their ranks and they could push the campaign. They could push the campaign to take over Iran and the other countries that don't want to be a part of the globalization, the dollarization, the American dollar. They don't want to be a part of that. They got to be converted. And this United Nation thing, you know, with NATO and the other countries, the seven-headed dragon. You know, that's 1 hour, well, not 1 hour, but the seven-headed dragon with the great whore, which is the queen of Babylon, that's getting everybody to drink that cup of wrath, you know. So with that being said, you know, we waiting on those times to take place. And like the Lord said, we know everything. The end is coming. And like you said, no one is half the battle. All you got to do is wait and keep preparing and have the faith and hold the faith and don't let go. Keep pushing until the end. You know, hold your faith, you know, and listen to the prophets, you know, give your tithes, help them, keep Yahweh Hashem Yahushai in prayer, stay in worship with him, and do the best you can to stay in the new covenant. That's all you could do. That's it. The changes will come. You know, just not right now. We got a little bit more ways to go, but it is getting closer. And that's what we're waiting for. But for now, you got to realize how special, and you got to know who you are. You got to know who your God is. And you got to come to him, you know. And that's exactly where I'm at. I'm realizing just how special I am. I'm realizing that a lot of things that I desire is not far away. They're actually in reach. And with enough effort, I can have them, you know. And that's a real great thing too. Like I said, the kingdom of heaven is within. It's not something that you're gonna find on the earth. It's not something. You gotta be kidding me. It's not something that you can find, you know, on the earth. It's not something that you're gonna find in people, you know, or in certain things. No, it's something that you gotta find within you, and that is the spirit of Yahweh, and he is everything. When you have that, then you have that capability. Like Yahweh said, Yahweh Shai said, if you got faith as a mustard seed, you would tell the mountain to move, and the mountain will move. This is the type of faith that he was talking about, because anything is possible with the spirit. And that's one of the things that I'm learning with my fitness journey, you know, is that it's within, you know. The better I become, the closer to the spirit I get, the happier I get, the stronger I become. And he teaching me all kind of things and putting me through trials and tribulations and through much adversity on purpose to shape me into the man that I need to be, to put me into the times that when the times come, I'm that person, I'm that man that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai had designed, that is willing to survive this adversity. You know, if you survive this, then the end time should be a piece of cake. It should be a piece of cake, you know. Why? Because you haven't lived a life of comfortability. You have not. You've been struggling, and you've been surviving through these streets. You've been surviving through people, you know, or surviving people, you know, and just making it is a challenge. This is an everyday thing. So when the end comes, it's going to be a little bit of intensity, but it's going to be a cakewalk for you, because you've been through all this adversity. And that is what's going to give you your enlightenment, and everything is going to make sense. Because when you look back at your life and you look at now, it's like, you know what? I'm glad that I went through everything that I went through. Like, you know what? Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is right. Like, he's such a genius, because the Lord knows everything, and he's a gazillion years ahead of us. So he had everything placed and everything set for a time and a place for you to realize that. Like, when you look back at your life, like, man, like, I think I'm glad that I went through all of that. You know, that's why he put me through all of that. This is why I became what I became. You know, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua knew everything. He knew I would be at this time. He knew that I would follow this route. Everything he knew, you know, and shaped you into the man that you need to be for today. So that is one of the things that you got to focus on. And your real riches is health. Your real riches is his spirit. Your real riches is knowledge. You know, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you know, knowing everything that's going to happen before it happened, that's wealth. That's expensive, because soon that knowledge, the knowledge of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, is going to be scarcity, and that is going to be valuable. That the Bible and the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is going to be valued. It's going to be greatly searched, and it's not going to be found. Like Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai said, it's not going to be a whole stay of bread that's missing, a whole stay of water, but it's going to be the famine of the word. The reason why these things are happening, the reason why such calamities are taking place, the reason why times aren't getting any better, the reason why things are getting darker. And all of our people had all the time in the world to get this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Some didn't find out, some bypassed it. Well, the majority of them bypassed it. You know, some didn't believe, and some of them had the knowledge but got rid of it. You know, some of them denied it, went back to whatever they was going back to, and they just, you know, didn't care. But when the time does come and these judgments get heavy, you know, when these higher ups and these you know, the white man and his devils decide to move and make these changes because they ready, these people are not going to be nowhere near ready for it, you know. Let me fix my earphones. Right, because we right in the end stage, like it says, and the gospel shall be preached around the world and be a witness unto all nations, and then the end shall come. So, with that coming, with that understanding, we are at the end phase of our captivity. When the liberation starts to begin is when the elites no longer need us, and they no longer care, but in exchange they want total dominance and total possession of us in our spirits. So they're going to use that new system to get everybody that they can to convert. And that is their last attempt. But with that change, that's going to give us a chance to get away from this slave system that's against us, to get away from this wicked world. This is the final chance that Yahweh is given in the hour of temptation to detach from the world. Now, they call it the hour of temptation is because when you have everything, are you willing to give everything up to be with Yahweh? Are you willing to give everything up to be with the Lord? Now, this is a trick question, because the title of the video is "The Kingdom of Heaven is Within You." The riches are within you. You are already rich. You're rich without having money, cars, clothes, and women. You rich by being who you are and knowing who you are and knowing who your God is. And you know that the spirit of Yahweh is everything. Then you could give that up. You can give everything up to have him, because that is a trick question. But for those of them that don't believe, and for those of them that's scared to take the leap, and for those people that got too many attachments to this world, they're not going to let it go. They're not going to let it go. And they're going to go into the system, the new system that these elites got prepared for them, and forfeit their lives to the nuclear day. That's all they're going to do is forfeit their lives to the nuclear day, because they, especially for the Israelites, they going to be, even the wicked, going to have that last chance to be redeemed at the last hour. Because like the Lord say, the Lord is merciful, and he's also long-suffering. So he giving everybody a chance. There's also another precept: I held my peace for a long time. So the Lord is giving out mercy for free right now, for free. And a lot of these Israelites is bypassing prophets. They're not going out doing what they got to go do. They're not even holding any kind of faith. Like you said, you got the faith of a mustard seed. You could tell this mountain to move, and it will move. It don't take a lot of faith to save you. It could take very little, Just by you believing, just by you calling his name and having that little bit of belief is going to save you, And a lot of them don't understand that, A lot of them don't understand that the things that the riches that they that's worth real money is stored in heaven, man. That's why the Lord said you get the penny to get into the kingdom. You get that penny, you get into the kingdom, man. Because it don't take much to get into heaven, bro. It don't take much to get into the covenant. It don't take a lot. You can have little faith and still make it. That's how merciful the Lord is. But leave it to those people to figure it out and to make that final choice when the time comes. Because the hour of temptation is coming, and it's going to be a time and day to where these higher-ups, these white men, the higher-ups is going to get rid of that dollar. And when they get rid of that dollar, the world itself is going to be destroyed. The entire world. They're going to issue in the famine, the sword, the famine, and the pestilence. And it's going to destroy the entire world. Yahweh is going to release that and give them authorization and send his angels down in the spirit, and they're going to destroy everything. Everything is going to come falling apart. It's not going to be nowhere near, no other place where it's going to be destroyed. It's going to be a global collapse. And then they go usher in that new digital dollar and that new system with the mark. And if you don't take that mark, then you're going to starve to death, or you'll be killed, and you'll be hunted down if you don't take that mark. But, if you go back to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, then the Lord will protect you in these times and this day and this age. And, in these dark times ahead. So, just having that reminder and understanding that, and it's within you. The Lord ain't far away, It's within you, And like I said, me having that understanding of the happiness that I was looking for was not in people. I've been making the same mistake for years, looking in happiness within my family, looking for happiness within friends, looking in happiness for union and companionship. No, life is also a competition. Being in his word is also a competition as well. You know, Yahweh want to see who the best of the best. Yahweh want to see who believe and who don't. Yahweh want to see your endurance. Yahweh want to see your faith. You know, and if they don't believe, they don't believe. If they don't pray, they don't pray. He only given that type of freedom to those that believe and those that care about him. He ain't gonna give it to somebody that don't care, bro. And I had to understand that. And choosing Yahweh is family. You know, choosing my family, I got nothing. And I had a brother that called me about that too. Like, man, like where's family when you need him? You know, because he happened to be in college, and he happened to have a child. He had a union with with a white girl. You know, it ain't that big of a deal, but you know, he had a union. He got a child. He's having a child with Edomite girl. Edomite girl fell in love with him or whatever. End up having a child with him, but in college, that's rough. You know, so he don't have no backings, or he don't have no extra income to where a family can help, because there is no family. Because we come from a broken home. We come from the streets. We come from the gutter or the pit. What would be called in the Bible. We come from that pit. You know, we come from destruction. We come from hardship. Especially my position in my family, we the lowest of the low on my family, and there is no help. Nobody is coming to help us. Nobody is coming to take care of us. And you know, due to the women leading our family is destroyed. It really is. There is no men. All the men done deserted. All the men that done had their kids and all that is no longer there. And it left the women to run the family, and all they did was run it into the ground. That's all they did. Because they need the leadership of a man in order to guide the family. A woman can't guide the family. They nothing but kids. And the older you get as a man, the more you understand that. The more you understand that, like, damn, like this been like this for a long time, and you know the Lord had put it in your hands to break that cycle. You know, I came to the end of that cycle, so now that it's over, you know, and I'm free, and I don't ever have to go back to that again. You know, I start a new cycle, and this one is gonna be better, to where I'm in control, you know, and to where I'm making the right decisions, and I'm doing what I gotta do, and keeping things straight, even if it's just me, as a result of all of this, because the families are so split up. You know, nobody care about each other until they in trouble. That's the only time. But you know, it did hit me, you know, with my brother saying that, like, where's the family? Like, there's nobody here. Like, you got a big family. You got all these cousins. You got these brothers and sisters, these aunties, and ain't nobody present. Nobody's around. Nobody's there. You can't really even get in contact with them. They don't care, bro. And some of them got their intermediate family, but not all of them, especially not us. Unfortunately, not my family. We don't have that. We don't have that. Destroyed family, wicked mom, wicked sister. You know, everybody found their place in the world, and it separated us even more. And that's just how it's always been. So it's just like, you know, but like I said, your family ain't here. Your family is in heaven. You know, your family is a part of your family is here as well too. You know, the people inside the new covenant. You know, the other Israelites that converted. We got family. We just not apart, but we together in spirit. And when you know that, you don't feel lonely. You got the spirit of Yahweh with you. You know, and you got the angels around you. You know, you keep that mindset. But you know, my brother, he ain't got that kind of mindset. His mindset is like, I feel alone. I feel by myself. But I keep trying to remind him, you need to pray to Yahweh. You need to pray to the Lord. You need to be with the Lord, especially in a time like this right now, because you about to go through it. I tried to give him that understanding in a nice way, but you know, at the same time, I gotta put that truth down to him, like, yo, like you I know you about to go through it, but you a man. You got to survive this because you have to, you know. But he hasn't found the happiness within him yet. He doesn't understand who he is yet. So, you know, with that being said, you know, he got to go through with whatever the world put him through, whatever road he decided to choose, and it wasn't his fault. He got stuck there, but I mean, even in his mind, he could have came back. He could have came to be with me. He could have came to be with his sister, but he didn't want to because he lived a suburban life. So he kind of looked down on that, and he believed other people, you know. And this is all. This at the end of the day, this is all behind my sister. She sent them away to another family because our family was falling apart, you know. And my mom, she just gave up, and everything broke apart. We all end up homeless, staying with other people, And my mom, she just went back to the streets. Literally, she went back to the streets, dating crackheads, all that. I don't care, bro. It's the truth. Getting drunk, chose the beer over her family, didn't want to take care of her family, you know, because the woman endurance only goes so long without a man. And a lot of these women, they might not show it, you know, but they endurance only lasts so long without a man. And a lot of them give out. A lot of them don't want their family. A lot of them they don't want it. They don't want what they signed up for because it's too much, you know. And that's what happened. Everything broke apart. And my sister called herself, in all her wickedness, she called herself trying to do the right thing, and she sent my little brother with some strangers, people that I didn't even know. She only knew him, and she was just down talking to my mom, talking about, oh, he need a place to stay, you know, and you know, my mom ain't taking care of him. She get drunk every day. He don't need to be with her. You please take him, begging. And they took him in out of pity. And now, you know, fast forward 10 years later, you know, he all grown and stuff. He's starting to realize that these people, they don't really care about him. They don't. They took him in out of pity. They took him in out of looking down on my mom and all that. They don't care about him, you know, and they're ready for him to go and move on with his life. And you know, he happened to move with his best friend family, and his best friend, he don't even care no more, you know. So everything is turning against him. He's starting to realize that these people that he thought cared about him, they don't care about you because you're not family. So, you know, he feels more alone, you know, more by himself, and he want to be nearby people that he related to, people that he know, you know, people that's his family. And he started realizing, besides me and his brother, I'm all he got. That's it. You know, you got auntie and all of them too, but, you know, like I said, due to the females running a family, they cause a segregation between the children. So none of us got each other back. Auntie always sported that we was always beneath them. You know, don't kick it with them, they poor, you know. And at the same time, she kind of felt bad, so she kind of helped, but at the same time, she didn't want us around. Ended up scattering us. So, you know, with that being said, you know, that can happen, and the Lord do that on purpose to see, you know, who gonna come back, who gonna come into the truth, who gonna believe, you know. And so far, I kept my faith, and I stayed clean, and I ain't perfect, but I stayed where I was at, you know, for Yahweh Hashem Yahushua and Name Yahushua, because I know the Lord got me. He is my family. He is my everything. But my brother don't understand that, you know, and it's gonna take time for him to understand it because it's something that he can't see. You know, it's something that can't help him right there on the spot. And that's not how it works. You know, and the choices that you make in your life do affect you. So, you know, having that understanding, you know, knowing that truth, you know, you got to be careful what you choose, man. Even if it's predestined for you, the Lord still tests you to see what you're going to do. Even if it's predestined, you know. But, you know, with that being said, that's just the way it is, man. It's sad, but that's the truth, you know. And me, on the other hand, you know, I done got away from my wicked sister and got my own place. And I'm starting to understand all this freedom and all this happiness, you know, and a lot of stress leaving me. I'm happy. And I'm continuing my little fitness journey. And I'm more to myself. I'm by myself, exactly where I need to be at. And I'm at peace, you know. So I'm not going through all that stress. I'm not going through all that struggle. I'm not worried about no kids. I'm not worried about nothing. It's just me by myself and my connection with Yahweh and me taking care of myself and pushing my journey for as hard as I can for as long as I can until Yahweh Hashem Yahushua come. And, you know, that's everything to me. That's everything. You know, I don't really have nothing else to say at this moment. I'm about to just get ready to close out because I'm running out of words. And it's just a rant right now, and it's hot. And I haven't been out here for a while. 2 weeks. I did one in the house, and then I came back out, put everything back on track. I did my tithings. I took care of what I needed to take care of, and now I'm taking care of this. And this is just my day, you know, and it's a beautiful day. And come out and enjoy the day, do my little Bible study. I didn't get nobody like that. That's okay, you know, but, you know, I'm just here. And I'm putting everything back on track in my life, and I'm continuing to try to focus on Yahweh Hashem Yahushua and the name Yahushua, and that's pretty much it. You know, but remember how valuable you are. Look within yourself and you'll find the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And he is your happiness. He is your focus. He is your determination. He everything. And he can give you everything, you know, because you believed in him and you realize that nothing is impossible as long as you with him. And that's one of the secrets, man. They give you that kind of enlightenment. You realize that the more you go on along the journey of life. And with that, calling Yahweh Shem Yahushai in the name Yahushai, that's all that I've got. And I'll be back next week, probably do some videos in between. And shalom to you, brothers and sisters, whoever is listening. And much love is on to the next video.